Okay, here we have conditional probability. So on this particular example, they're giving us the probabilities already, which is in the percent form. So what is the probability that a randomly selected college student reads the internet news regularly, given that he or she watches the news on TV regularly? So 81% of students regularly watch news on the TV. So that's our total population we're looking at here. That's our given. Your given is always going to tell you your denominator. That's where you should start. From that given, what percentage or what probability read the internet news regularly? Well, 20% of college students do both of that. Read and regularly follow the news on the internet. So we're going to take that 0.20 because that's going to be our probability for that beginning, that the college student reads internet regularly. So when you divide it, you get 0.25. Well, you get 0.24 something, and it rounds to 0.25. Then for B, it's the same concept. What is the probability that a student watches TV news regularly, given that he or she regularly reads the internet news? So reading the internet news is 23% of the students. So that's our denominator. That's our given. And then our 0.20 is our numerator. So when we divide that, we get the 0.87. Well, you get 0.869 something. And so we end up at 0.87. Then we have this next example. A school's open house. We have t-shirts and sweatshirts being sold. Each item was purchased by either a student or a parent. So we have a total of 80 items that were sold. Okay, so let the student represent the event that if chosen, those sold was purchased by a student. Let sweatshirt be the event that an item randomly chosen from among those sold was a sweatshirt. So we're looking for the probability that the person bought a sweatshirt or the person was sold a sweatshirt. So what is our total? Well, we're looking at a total of 80 people or 80 shirts sold that night. We want to know how many were sweatshirts. So sweatshirt is this column here. So we have 8 plus the 24, which is going to give us a 32. So 32 out of 80. But because they tell us to write our answers as decimals, we should divide, which would give us a 0.4. Next, we're looking for the probability that a person is randomly selected is a student and they bought a sweatshirt. So a student and they bought a sweatshirt. So what are we looking at? We still have a total of 80. But how many are students who bought sweatshirts? Well, that would be 24. So 24 divided by 80, and that gives us 0.3. Then for our last one, part C is a conditional probability. You want to make sure you remember that this straight line here represents the word given. So what is the probability that a student is selected given they purchased a sweatshirt? So remember, whatever comes after the given is your denominator. So how many sweatshirts were sold? 32. So out of all of the sweatshirts, what is the probability that we would get a student? Well, how many students were picked from sweatshirts? 24. So 24 over 32 would be our probability, but we want the decimal, which would give us 0.75. And so that is your conditional probability and also just basic probability from a table.